Oh, hi everyone. So I just checked to see how loud the heater is. Now it's like, honestly, like, right, it sounds really loud to me. But when I played it back there, it didn't sound bad. So you can let me know. But it's just like I've said before, this room is freezing and like it's not got a heater in it, right? So like I've put a wee portable heater thing in. It doesn't look like it's making much difference, but again, I'm giving it a wee bit of time to work. But I only just figured out that it could go in here because the plug, it would anyway, all right. Details. So my name's Claire, but that's going to have something to do with channeling. Everything that I do when I start, because I always like open up the sacred space. Like even if it looks like I just rush on here, I never do. You know what I mean? Like I always do it every time before I come on, or I just don't do it. But basically, because that's actually what I've meant to say that before. Like, you know, I might actually like start I think I want to incorporate doing like a wee ritual of like clearing before, like while I'm on camera, basically, because I probably will always still do something off camera too, but it was like I felt like I wanted like a wee, it was either a wee singing bowl or bells or something like that. But like I said, I was saging that before, and I'm actually, but I didn't do it. Let's see, well, they do want me to do that because I didn't do it before I came on this time. So we're going to light a bit of sage. So let's just see what comes up. Probably isn't very good angle for me, but I just made the laptop a wee bit higher up because like I said, it was because it was looking up on me. It wasn't very flattering. Like I said, I've never had a double chin in my life, but I'm starting to get, so that's why I'm eating healthy now. We need to get that fucking right away. But anyway, unconditional love, accept yourself. And I don't know if people have heard me say that, right? But I have, when I've spoke to people and I've researched it myself, it is very common for you to put on quite a bit of weight leading up to union. So I would imagine I need to put on all that weight because I'm helping people come into unions as well as my own one day. But obviously that is up to both people involved. But yeah, anyway, so sending that to whoever needs it. So yeah, my name's Claire. Everything I do is channeling. Everything I do is healing. So just, yeah, pay attention to all wee bits and bobs that go on. And I normally, when I watch it back, if you've never watched me before, I normally notice even more things when I'm watching it back. Oh my God. Right, so there's a bit of a balancing act going on here with piled up cards. So I feel like somebody might feel like they're doing a bit of a two pentacles balancing act in their life. I was just going to get my notes up for when I watched that. What else my phone did? My phone's nuts, by the way. It's just starting to go totally. Yeah, my phone is just starting to conk out. If O2 are still about when I get off this, I'm going to call them. But yeah, my phone's like totally full, so I don't think I will be. Wait a minute. Patience. Why is it doing that? Or to turn it off and turn it on again. Anyway. Yeah, so there must be something that's causing you to be a bit impatient or something. Oh, it's my liner went above my eye. I'm taking a while to heat up. I've just been outside, so it's always a shock to the system. When you're a hermit, going outside is like, lip gloss is not in tea. Yeah, the sky was doing some really weird shit there. Me and my mum were like, whoa. Oh, and also, right, see, when I was sitting, I was having a toasty with my mum, and we weren't even in there that long. And I'm not going to say the songs that came on, but it was a really meaningful one to me. And it's funny because it's not even songs, it's like instrumental. And I was like, what is that? I was like, oh my God. You're almost like, what? She just knows when I make these kind of shit. And I was like, so yeah, there's like, and then that was it. This song came on that's special to me, and then there was a rainbow in the sky. So, oh my God, and it's 441, 144 backwards, right? It really is go time. That's always my sign that this is an important message. So it can be different signs for different things. But yeah, so anyway, let's get on with this. So I'm going to use that deck that's got things about addictions, toxicity. So yeah, this film that I watched last night, have I said everything I need to say? Oh yeah, so this channel is about empowering you to heal yourself on the twin flame journey, your inner divine feminine, divine masculine energy, and whatever's going on in a twin flame connection. So I caught this film. Oh yeah, and also so I sing. I don't usually say this, but yeah, I sing throughout my videos naturally. You know, some videos I don't, but it's very rare that I don't. I always usually channel songs, or I channel about films. I usually channel about at least a film on every video. So yeah, so yeah, like I said, everything's healing. So I'm afraid of commitment. So that's just sort of turned over as I was shuffling. So that might come up during this. Again, that being afraid of commitment is something that either both twins are afraid of, or usually the divine masculine, regardless of gender. So as well, I will channel it like the divine feminine's a female, the divine masculine's a male, but it can be flipped around, as you know, because I know some of you are divine feminine males, some of you are divine masculine females, and yeah, all that jazz. And it did make me laugh that the only one that hasn't got any percentage is divine masculine males. So apparently there's no divine masculine males watching the channel. Do we believe that? No, we don't. But that's okay. Right, so it's just kind of like, you know, yeah, it's just kind of like, I know that there's people that watch me, like more than just, yeah, there's people that watch me that haven't subscribed because they don't want, you know what I mean? They want to watch, they want to lurk on me, but they're not subscribed, and I can see from my analytics. So but anyway, and by the way, welcome if you're new, because we've got, so like, we're on 744 now. They're like, hurry up, 444 angels all around. So something I don't say very often as well, I am an angelic healer. It's just not one of the labels I choose to use, because I just think it's a given that the angels are around me 24, and the angels are around me 24/7, helping me do this healing work, and help me channel the energy, because that's just how it is. Like, you know, I work very closely with Archangel Michael energies, Saint Germain energy, that's very strong within me as well. But I've got a connection to really all the angelic realm. And I call on the ancestors every time I'm doing anything. So it's and I'm a medium too. So it's all these different, you know, it just depends on what comes through. So yeah, I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm wearing the colour of Archangel Raphael, the healing and the heart chakra. So I think and that's something, you know, the colour that I'm wearing, or the words, if I've got words on a top or something, usually always means something too. And I don't plan it. It's like, I just spontaneously put things on. Like sometimes I've got my jammies on, and the jammy, like I said the other day, I nearly wore my jammy top because I just had it on anyway. That said, those who don't believe in the magic will never find it. So, and then there was a card that came up that day that was like, believe in the magic of who you are. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of magic. It's kind of magical. But yeah, anyway. So the film that I watched last night, holy shit, man. So Cancer Moon. Like, I'm filming this in a Cancer moon right now, is sadness, depression, really sensitive. And remember, sensitive isn't a bad thing, it's a beautiful thing. And but you've got to protect, you know, your energy if you are sensitive like that. It's feelings. And long story short, I was like, what's that? And I read the description. I thought, fucking hell, that sounds a bit depressing. And it's basically like, you know, the girl's addicted to painkillers, I think it's opioids or something. It's like, but you know what I mean? It's like serious shit that so basically she gets addicted to painkillers because she's in an accident. And I mean, you can watch the rest of it, but I probably am going to spoil it for you. So if you want to watch it, maybe just don't watch this. But the point of it is I was getting for months now, I have been getting things about addiction. So this could be, listen, addiction can mean different things to different people. You could have an addiction to food. I definitely feel I fall into that at different times of the year. You could have an addiction to chocolate. Again, definitely feel I fall into that. Sometimes I don't have chocolate for like 3 months or something, and then other times I'm like, I need a bit every day. you could have addiction to different technologies these days, like YouTube or TikTok or any of these things, you know what I mean? It's like, I speak about that loads, that it's like, you know, there's some of these platforms, I don't like the frequency at all. And that's why I'm only doing this on here, because I just, I don't like the addictive nature of these, and I could just see what it's doing to people, and I can see the way it's going. And like I said, I know there's lots of amazing things about different platforms as well, because there's toxicity about this platform. In fact, there's a lot of toxicity about this platform. The fact that the subscribers are growing at a nice rate, but and when I itch my nose, that's the loved ones in spirit. So, and I've already had a bit of that today when I was having the coffee with my mum, because it's happening again. When I was having the coffee with my mum, oh, this is what I mean. I can't actually say the name. No, I kind of could anyway. But the other, oh, you didn't see that. Interesting. Right. So anyway, I was getting guided to a card down there, and it's one of the angels' names. It was coming into the video, but it's not the one that I published, because I haven't watched all of it back yet. But long story short, when I was talking to my mum today, she was talking about something, and someone's had a loss in their life. And I happened to say, oh, what's their name? Right. And I was actually going to say, is their name like, but then she said what the person said its name was, and I was like, and my mum was like, what? And I was like, I've been getting synchronicities about that name like the past week. So again, you see, I mean, this is how quickly it happens. Like, people can literally just cross over at the other side, and they're already making contact with me. And I didn't even know who this person is that's died, but do you know what I'm saying? So but like I said, unfortunately, I can't actually say the name, because of, if I do show the other one, it's too close to home for me. So anyway, right. Going to be specific about something, but what was I saying there? Yeah, so, and you know, sex addictions, it can be, or not even, it doesn't need to be like sex addiction, it can be like in the area of that, like porn addiction's a big one, or lust addiction. I mean, that's a new one, but you know what I mean, just being caught up in the lower chakras and chasing the next high, you know, like that's a lot of people. I mean, there's one in here that says, what does it say again? I abandon people to make myself feel more important. I mean, that could be about just having a string of one night stands, but that's also about not wanting to, like, scared of commitment. Do you know what I mean? It's just, that masks that. So let's just see, but that's not what that film was about. It's just really deep and complex to actually explain. It deals with grief, and for those of you who don't know that, like, I'm a counsellor, and that was always my area of speciality. Like that's what I'm most interested in. Obviously, being a medium as well, but you know, it's like, I'd went for interviews and stuff before at like cruise, you know, that's grief counselling. And they were actually really impressed with me, but it was just at the time I'd had a few traumatic deaths around me at the time, and it was just all a bit, you know, it would have been a bit too much, but it wasn't what I was meant to be doing anyway. I was meant to be, so I use all those skills with whenever anybody comes to me and they're grieving, or but yeah, it deals with grief, and it was just really moving, because basically it starts, I won't tell you the film, but it starts off and it's like a couple's engagement party, and things like, I said that in the video yesterday, things to do with engagement and marriage and that keep coming up. And it's, although it can be like, you know, engagements and marriage, or it just means union between twin flames coming in for the unions that are yet to come in, I do strongly feel as well that this is going to be speaking to people that are in like engagements or even marriages with karmic partners. Or it could be like, and it could be present, you see, or it could be like past situations where like someone's broke off in an engagement, either the twin divine masculine usually, or like a karmic has broke it off with them. So there's definitely these themes in there, because it's like, these are all the films that I like. It's just when I was like, wait a minute, every single film that I've watched, it's got something to do with these topics. I mean, right down to the fact that film that I catch all the time is called Marry Me. So, I mean, you can't get any more fucking obvious than that. So like I said, it can be happy sort of like rose-coloured glasses, things like that, but it is other things too. Because like I said, in those two that I watched recently, yeah, in fact, like I said, all of them. The one last night is about addiction, starts off with an engagement party, but then it's that's not really, the film isn't really about, it isn't, it's not really about love. The main theme of that film is not about love, but there is a very twin flame soulmate thing going through it. And it was just like I said, the thing that stuck out to me was, so I wrote it, but I'll say it as well. There is a scene that's really hard hitting because it's like she has basically, there's an accident and she survives it and other people don't. And it causes her to break up with her true love, who we'll say is the twin flame in this. So they were like really happy and about getting married. But it sends her down a dark path. And because she's in pain, she gets addicted to the painkillers and she basically becomes like an addict. And her life is like, it's, some of the scenes are like, they are quite triggering. So if you've got anything like this in your life or whatever, you might find it quite triggering. But yeah, so they're not you don't find out like what happened, like did he leave her, did she leave him, but it's like basically she actually ghosts him. So what happens to her, she can't handle the grief and everything that's going on, so she basically ends it with him, and she ghosts him, you know what I mean? So, and when you watch the film, you understand it was actually like people in his family that died in this accident. You'll see how harsh it is. But anyway, so he is with another girl. Like, no, but it turns out it's like, you know what I mean? It's just, she's got like a 2-second bit in the film. So fucking actually, that actually kind of tells you a lot. But the point is, it's how it looks, because it's a scene where, so this is all going to be very confusing, right? Because the whole backstory of the film is it's this girl that's an addict, Ali, her name is. So I might say people's names so it might be easier to remember. She befriends the father-in-law of who she was going to marry. But it's all, like I said, that's what's it, and it's just kind of interesting how it all happens. It's actually very like a higher power got involved, because there's a beautiful bit in the film where, and the grandpa is Morgan Freeman, and there's a beautiful bit in the film where he says, like, you know, I knew when you walked into the AA meeting that day that was God testing me. And it's, so there's a lot about forgiveness as well, and obviously on the twin flame journey it's all about forgiveness. So like I said, this could be like you or your twin flame could have any of these, you know, you could be grieving, there could be addictions there, you could have all of it, or it could be that like a twin flame is supporting somebody with stuff like this, or it could be like karmic parts. So it'll be different to different people, but it's the themes really that interest me: grieving, forgiveness, addictions. And like I said, just because my guys kept being on at me to do a healing for addictions, so I will get that done at some point, probably over the weekend when the moon moves into Leo tomorrow, or maybe even tomorrow. I'll do some kind of healing for addictions. And like I said, if you want something more one-to-one and specific to you, like if you've got a specific addiction that you need to address, that would be wiser to come and get a personal session. But I do feel called to do one for people that maybe aren't in a financial position to get that help. And can I just say, if you're not in a low battery, your Mac will sleep soon unless plugged in a power outlet. Okay, so I'll go and get so that's always a sign in itself. Your battery might be low, or this might be dealing with your twin flame that's on low battery, more than likely, because a lot of people are in the dark nights of the soul. I'm just going to get a plug. See, I'm singing the song. It was lovely. I listened to it about 3 times. And then I'm not kidding, I don't know if you really got what I meant, but when I was writing that last night, so that song was on, and then it like went on itself to that song, and all that dance song says is, I'm coming home, baby, right away. And then it's something like, I'm sorry that I ever went away. And that's actually like quite in line with this film too, because like you said, this couple don't break up because they're not in love. A lot like why a lot of twin flames drift apart. It's not because they don't like they're not in love with each other, even if they haven't said that. It's because of the circumstances that get created. So anyway, she ghosts him. So she's going to look, she's like the divine masculine in this. And so he gets into another relationship with someone, and the circumstances in which she finds out he's with someone, because she's been that in a bubble of crap, really, with being an addict, that she doesn't know and she didn't want to know. Which is funny because there's bits of it that remind me of how divine feminine's at, and there's bits that remind me how divine masculine's at, because you know how it's like I'm always really quite different with the way other people do things, but with me personally on this journey, like I never want to know. It's like I'm kind of just I just don't want to know, because like I'm just of the opinion, like, look, if somebody's not in it to do with me, like if we're not even friends or anything, like it's none of my business, they're not in my life, and it's going to hurt me, so I don't want to fucking know, right? But when it's different, as if news does travel back to you, then you can't unhear stuff, you know what I mean? And that has, well, actually, I was about to say, everyone knows that, well, I'm sure everyone can gather that has happened at some point during the few years that I have been doing this. I laugh because one, I actually had to hide it, because I was like, that was just a bit strong. So, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like, and like I said, I'm very raw and real, but it's just, I suppose, it's getting across how we're all on a journey ourselves. And it was a powerful, to be honest, it was a powerful reading, and it helped who it needed to help. But I just kind of was like, yeah, it's the only time I've ever done that. Anyway, moving on. But I actually kind of is in line with this, because oh my God, why am I saying that actually? I hope that's not right. Wait a minute, I'm going to continue, but that is quite funny that I've just mentioned that, and now I'm going on to say this. Right. So this is going to have something to do, although I'm being very cryptic, again, it's for obvious reasons, because it's like when things are in the past, I'd rather just leave them in the past. But in that film, it reminded me of things I've helped people with, and things I've sometimes questioned on my own journey. But like I said, it's not exactly the same, because like, look, cross my heart and hope to die, I'm not somebody the whole time that has ever like checked up. But when I had my social media, I wasn't constantly going and checking and seeing what my twin was up to and all that. Like, far from it. I had very close friends that would be like, do you want to, you want to do you want to see or that? Like, if they're scrolling on their TikTok, and I'm like, no, don't. I was always like, don't show me, like it's a vampire or something. I don't want to see it. Do you know what I mean? Like, God's honest truth, right? I'm telling the truth. Because it's just like that kind of thing. It just kind of, what's this song? I've got chills. It's fucking Safe Inside. Safe Inside. By the way, I've realised as well with that one, it's the James Arthur songs are going off a lot in this one, because it's a James Arthur playlist, but he has got a lot of songs. And then I've got another alarm in it that is just my light songs, and it's different ones. But even sometimes it does go on a different one, but that's pretty crazy. That's crazy that's in line with what I'm talking about. Because let me just look at the words of that song, because sometimes I'm like, it's not, I think it could be like talking to anyone. I remember when you were all mine, watching you changing in front of my eyes. What can I say? Oh, actually, yeah, you see, that is like a divine feminine's changing in front of a divine masculine's eyes. And I remember when you were all mine, even if you weren't theirs, because again, that's kind of, you know what I mean? It's not like, it's not kind of like, it just depends which way you look at it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like twin flames are very free. So even if you have been in a relationship with them, both twin flames are very free, and you're about freedom and everything. But depending on how intense you are, there can be that element of like feeling like, they're mine. Like, what's going on here? They're mine, I'm theirs. You know what I mean? What's going on? So do you know what I mean? But it's like not in a toxic way. But I feel that this is from like a masculine being like, I remember when you were all mine, like I remember when I had all your attention. Now that I'm not the fire and the cold, now that I'm not the hand that you hold as you're walking away. Oh my God, this is, fuck, that's really deep, because it is like the feminine's not walking away, but moving on, like, no. What did I say? That will be on the record. That was hilarious. Remember that happened when that spirit being like, yep, Claire, that's true. Yep, right again. It's not doing it. It's not just doing it when I hold the thumb up, is it? I don't know what I'm saying to make the thumb go up, but that's hilarious. Anyway, it's that feeling of the divine feminine ascending and the masculine being like, I feel I'm being left behind in some kind of way, even if they don't really know what that means. Will you call me to tell me you're all right? Because I worry about you the whole night. Don't repeat my mistakes. I won't sleep till you're safe inside. That's why I sometimes feel it's like a sibling, you know what I mean? Like somebody worrying about a sibling, but this has blown my mind, because that is like that film. Like she is, it's like, even when that couple breaks up, it's like there's really beautiful scene where it's like, you know, it's just so obvious how much love they've still got for one another. But just she's in a dark place and she needs to get herself in a better place. And then I'm not going to spoil the rest of the film for you, but it's got a nice ending. So I suppose I did. But like after a shit, like a lot of darkness. Oh shit! And actually, can I just say, my guy's just reminded me right now. So this is how I know it is important. The guy's called Nathan. So Nathan, this might be, I don't know, it either will mean something to you or it won't, but yeah, the girl's called Ali and the guy's called Nathan. So I will use her name. So I suppose that's why they got me to say names, because I would have forgot to say, because I was like, oh, that's quite interesting. And it's interesting to me because Nathan is the divine feminine in this context, and that is also who you resonate with, isn't it? So yeah, but anyway, the bit that's very twin flamey and karmic is the niece. Oh, so it's all very confusing. But anyway, the niece is only 16 and she's going out to a club, and so she asks the alley to like, can you chum me or I'm going to go myself. So she goes, but it's not a good idea because this girl's, you know, trying to get over drugs and everything, and she ends up, you know, they end up getting absolutely fucked. But what ends up happening is, because the girl's only young, who is that? I don't know who that is. I'm not fucking answering that when I don't know who it is. You're seeing real time what happened. What words are in another? That's the annoying thing about when I'm working, you know what I mean? Wait a minute. I don't know who the fuck it is. It wasn't for me though. Annoying. Yeah, so the young girl is just, she wants them back together, right? So she means well, but if you think about it, if you're in that position, this girl's got an addiction. Wait a minute, I think they are coming up the stairs. Yeah, so this girl's got an addiction and she's still in love with Nathan. Ali's still in love with Nathan. It sounds like I'm talking about the notebook or something. And but she's not in a good place, and she knows that he deserves better than to be around somebody that's, I mean, it's because, you know, it's gruesome, like, you know, it shows you it all as well. It shows you her like just cracking up because she can't get the drugs and that, and arguing with her mum, and just, it's horrible, you know, what she goes through. And but anyway, she comes face to face with Nathan and the new girlfriend, who's obviously going to be a hot another hot woman. I mean, Ali's a good looking woman as well. And but they say hi, and then she's like, what the fuck? And then she's like, hi, and then she's like, I've got to get out of here, right? So she has to go. And then the young girl, I can't remember, her name's a guy's name, actually. Her name's Ryan. I've never heard a girl called Ryan, but anyway, she was like, all these names are going to be. I actually do remember someone was on here and their divine masculine was called Ryan, weirdly enough, but it's yeah, she, runs away. She's like, Ali, what's wrong? She was like, why did you do that? Did you do that on purpose to hurt me? She was like, no, I just, you're meant to be together. Like, and it's funny too, because it's like, she says to the new girlfriend, she's like, no offense, but you weren't meant to come. Like, they're meant to be together. It's just like, oh my God. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like harsh, but it was true. And it just wasn't the right time yet, right? So, yeah, but anyway, the point is what I found really interesting is right before that scene happened, you saw that he was on his own and he was watching back videos of them in love. Because remember, they were about to get married and they were in love before this accident happened. And then she's ghosted him. And not because she didn't love him, because she couldn't handle her feelings. And so basically he's not over her, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's why it's like the girl isn't really, she might be a girlfriend, but she's not really, she's not getting in there, you know what I mean? And so, but what's interesting is it's horrible because she runs to the toilet and she starts looking at his Instagram and looking at all the pictures of, like, them kissing and playing with their dog and all that kind of, or you know what I mean, whoever's dog it is. And she's just crying her eyes out, and it's just really sad because it's like, don't do that to yourself. Do you know? That's why I'm like, why the fuck would you do that to yourself? I've never fucking done any of that. It's like, and people could call that ignorant bliss, but I think I saved myself a lot of heartache. Do you know what I mean? It's bad enough when the fucking news comes down the grapevine. I don't want to fucking see it as well. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, but isn't it interesting? Because if you've understood what I'm saying, she's like, oh my God, he's happy and he's moved on and he's in love. And it's not true. He might have a girlfriend, but it's really, she's a distraction. Like, she's like, well, it's kind of that term that's not very nice, placeholder, you know what I mean? Until, yeah. So whatever that means to anyone, but there's a big lesson there about it. Not everything's what it seems. And it just, like I said, it is just kind of interesting because it's like, it does make you question when you've heard things, how true was it? Like, how true was it what you heard? And of course, it can absolutely be true what you hear, but when it's through hearsay and Chinese whispers, you don't know. And that's why I always advise twin flames talk to one another, but it is easier said than done because it's so intense and with all the energy that's changing in the balance, and that it's, but to take any of that won't make sense to you. But like I said, I'm just going to see what else. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful film. 2 cards have just fallen on my lap. There. Danger, especially in money matters. Okay, so that's going to come up somewhere in July. So that might be specific to someone. So maybe someone had money matters in July or something. Oh yeah, there's a really harsh bit when they get that the girl's addict is talking in the mirror and she's like, I fucking hate you. I hate you, you're a piece of shit. And that's really extreme because it's like, unless you've really worked on that, never mind loving yourself, liking yourself, that is a lot of people's internal dialogue towards themselves. And it kind of just passed the 33-minute mark for me. Forgiveness, Jesus energy, rebirth, awakening. It won't be at your end, I don't think, but it was, and she takes all the pills. Oh yeah, and basically she tries to top herself. So she puts all the pills in her mouth, right? And then she has a vision of her and her twin flame kissing, and she sees Nathan, and then she spits all the pills out. So I really felt that was like a message about how your twin flame's higher self can save you in your darkest moments. Like either way, because as much you're going to hear me channel mostly about how the divine feminine's helping the masculine out of a dark place, but I can think of many times in my life when my twin's higher self has helped me out of a dark time. You know what I mean? Or when I'm scared. Like I've said that before when I was doing one of my shamanic initiation things. It was a 24-hour fast thing, like out in the wilderness, like, and it was like, a material thick tent basically. and it would be torrential pushing rain, and there was wild animals in the field next, which we were warned might come and try and break down the tent. There was badgers underneath, and I felt my twin's higher self with me the whole night. I felt safe. Safe inside. Wow, interesting. So like I said, these are extreme examples, but it's the themes are similar. Right, I've just said all of that. Yeah, and one of the songs she's singing is she goes into the rehab, right? And it's I've wrote down the line. It says, "Tried to fix myself, didn't know how hard that would be." That girl's that actress's voice is beautiful. It's really hauntingly beautiful. It's like, I can shake you off, dear. Something that I've tried to do, but I can shake you off. Anyway, I've been singing it all day because it's really catchy. Yeah, and this is right. So I will just read it all again. I might refer back to this film again, but I'll just sort of say it all now because it does it kind of fits with the kind of depressing shadow side of the cancer moon. But she meets up with her ex and tells him she didn't know how to handle her grief at the time, and so she abandoned him, and that was really selfish. And this is what she says. And she says, I ran as fast as I could away from you. Dagger to the heart and dagger to the back is triggering if you're a twin flame. But honest, that's what I mean. It's like raw and it's honest and it's beautiful when somebody can then understand why they done it and have the courage to talk about it. Because she I don't know how long it's meant to have been. I think it's meant to have been about a year or something. So that's not a lot of, in terms of twin flame separations, but you know what I mean? It's maybe on a year or 2 years that she just didn't talk to him. And then it's sad because he says, like, I still wanted you to be my wife. And if you know, like I said, what the accident is, and that it led him to losing his sister and brother-in-law died from the accident, you know what I mean? That shows how strong that love was. She takes personal responsibility for the accident, apologizes. She says she knows about his. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my God, that's beautiful as well. Like, so he's deaf in one ear, and she finds out how that really happened, and she says, I know about your ear. And then she touches it softly and tells him that she loves him and she'll forever grieve the life they could have had. Oh my God, I'm going to start crying because it was I was fucking sobbing, by the way. It was really sad. And then he says, me too, we were a good team. And it's just, again, I think, although it's not at all in the same, well, again, anyway, some of the feelings, and some of the things, but obviously it's extreme examples here, but what that reminded me of, and I'm sure I did say this once in it live, and people are like, that sounds weird, but it was quite an intense time in my twin flame dynamic when I saw my twin in a club, and I'd felt I was going to see him that night. I just knew it, and it was Boxing Day. It was either Christmas Eve, it was Boxing Day. And anyway, long story short, well, he'd ghosted me for one reason or another, because that happens on the journey, and we normally would just ignore each other, but because there's certain things that he he came up to me and said Merry Christmas. I think he kissed me on the cheek or whatever, and then he went away, and I knew he was in some sort of way saying sorry to me. But then when he walked past me again with me, my best pal at the time, at the bar, he like walked past and he traced my ear, right? Like, and it would look like he was trying to be annoying, but I know what he was at. Do you know what I mean? It was, anyway, I feel it was like a weird sort of silent knowing thing between me and him. But because again, it was like, do you know what I mean? It was like my best part of the thing, we laughed because she was like, how the fuck, you know what I mean? What the fuck's he touching your ear for? But I was like, because he knows he's allowed, annoyingly. Do you know what I mean? But it's also because it is intimate. Do you mean it's like your ear's very, it's a sensitive point. But I think it was, it's not at all like being deaf, but it was kind of like, it was just the fact that it was like the way that she touches him you could tell that they'd been something important. But anyway, come away from that. That's too deep, but it's true. It was sad, you know what I mean? It was. She takes personal responsibility for the acting. Yeah, I've said that. And then I'll let you watch the rest, but and then I've put that song, I Can't Shake You Off, Dear. Well, obviously, I can't shake you off, dear. Twin flames, you can't shake each other off. The divine masculine can shake the divine feminine off for a while, but then it comes back to haunt you times a million. I shall know, people out there. And then what's beautiful is the yeah, basically everyone commenting on the fact that the two twin flames bring out the best in one another. And then he has the Morgan Freeman character has a tattoo in it called Amor Fati. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it means to love one's fate. Like whatever happens, no matter how shitty things get or whatever, it's like to, you know, deal with the cards you've been dealt. And then what I've wrote here is Ali gets a second chance at life and her true love after addiction. So quite deep, isn't it? So, like I said, this channel has become somewhat of a movie. What I call it? it's a lot to do with movies or films, and it's funny. Right, so is there anything you want to add into that? So like you said, that's what I got from all it. So just the big themes are, like I said, it's just everything isn't always what it seems on the twin flame journey. So although it can be very hurtful, if you've ever been in these situations, you just never really know what's going on, and things can change in the blink of an eye, and that does seem to be coming up in the cards. A journey, either physical or mental. Well, that's definitely something to remember. These cards are all going to fall on the floor, and that will mean something too. Right, what do we need to know about what I've said? So, because this is already like 42 minutes, but I know that will all be meaningful. Look at that, unhealthy attachment, but it was in reverse, yeah. So in relation to me saying this about this film, me channel about that film is going to speak to at least one person, but it'll be quite a few people that have been in this position. Like say, whether it's you, whether it's your twin, whether it's supporting somebody else or something like this. It doesn't need to be drugs. It could be addicted to anything. It could be addicted to smoking, addicted to sex, addicted to living a certain lifestyle, addicted to overthinking, addicted to self-sabotage, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, someone's putting an unhealthy attachment behind them. That could also be putting a person behind them that isn't a good influence. What else? And I wish I could fix things between us. Wow, holy fuck, man. My guys are so clever. But you know what I mean? It's see how that fits. Because that's what the whole film is about. That's obviously why they made me read out the end. Like, it gets dark as dark can be. Like, it looks like she's going to drive herself into an early grave. And then something, a harsh wake-up call comes in the way of the grandpa basically relapses, and he says something to her that is true but quite cruel, really, but actually it saves her life. So it depends which way you look at it. So there must be something in that as well, that sometimes we do have to deliver a brutal truth that hurts at the time, but it actually can save somebody's life. Or yeah, because yeah, in that film it's like she wishes she could fix things to be back with the love of her life, but she's addicted to this drug and it's taken over her life, and he wishes he could fix it and be back with her, but you can't take away somebody's pain. Like, she had to do it herself, and she does manage to, you know. And then and also I find it beautiful that, you know, that's another thing about somebody writing a song. So there's definitely going to be twins that are watching this that, like, you know, maybe like maybe someone's going to find this at some point, that you are actually a songwriter or you're a singer, like, you know, more than the kind of singer that I am, you know, just like singing for fun. It's like, you know, or you could do that too. You could, like, you know, it's something, but it's creative. And I'm catching a lot of films where it's like, you know, the other one that I haven't channeled about yet, I won't do it in this, I'll do it in another video, but the guy in that goes on to have a podcast. So I just feel it's like what I channeled months ago, because that was actually, I said that at the end of the one that I posted that I filmed in August, that it's just after some really rough challenging circumstances that some divine masculine, regardless of gender, are going to go through. Like they're going to go on to have a career helping loads of, like, reaching loads of other people in ways like that, you know, writing a book or having a podcast, or, you know, it's which isn't obviously everyone, but it is some people, because I bring that through all the time. So I was like, see, if I hadn't pressed record, I pulled away because I was overwhelmed with all the things going on in my life. That is literally the whole point of that film. Like, it's not because she wasn't in love with him. She was very in love with him. It's because of and also I think the running element throughout that film is obviously meant to be as well. She's learned unhealthy coping mechanisms, because the mum's actually, I would say, it's real life. The mum's actually very lovely and supportive to her in the film, but there's definitely sort of hints of that she doesn't, like, the mum's just doing the best she can. She doesn't really know how to fucking handle it, because like it's not just a little addiction. It's like this. It's pretty very brilliant acting, put it that way. So hopefully I can get somebody to watch that wouldn't have, because like I said, I could have easily bypassed it, and I'm glad I didn't. So there's something in that too. I knew that when I was writing that last night, because the way, if you look at the community tab, the way I wrote it, it's like I wasn't gonna, and I'm glad I did. It's like somebody might have overlooked how special a connection this was. Again, I feel that happens to all twin flames at some point. But again, it's not always what you think. It might have looked like that, but it wasn't that they ran away from you because they didn't like you. It's because they liked you too much. Which, again, some people that don't get how this works, but that makes fuck all sense. It actually makes perfect sense if you know how the subconscious mind works and fear. Jealous and possessive. And you see, so depends which way you look at it. I wouldn't say there was a lot of that in that film, but it's like, you know, the bit when she's in the toilet crying, like looking at him being happy with someone else, it's like, I don't know what really to name that, but it is kind of something, isn't it? It's like, it's her knowing that should be me. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's going on? But feeling a bit paralysed to do anything about it by her own fear. I wish you were here with me. That kind of fits for that. So I feel I'm channeling like a masculine that is caught, like, stuck in their head, like, how's this even happened? Like, how's this even happened? Yeah. Because like I said, remember, she's the divine masculine in this film. I wish I could give you more, but she knows that she can't in that state. Because you can't fucking look after yourself, let alone have a relationship with anyone when you're in that. And I'm filled with regret. Why do we need to keep shuffling these? I get emotional when I think of you. Yeah, this film is just brilliant for, I could have just done it without any cards, but you know what I mean? It's like both people are extremely emotional when they see each other, because you're taken right back to the moment. And that's important about twin flames too, is that it doesn't matter if it was 10 years ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago. It really doesn't. I'm burping, so I'm transmuting the energy. It doesn't matter. It's what that person does to you. And it's why you could be the twin that's like really good with your words, and because in truth both of you will be having similar gifts and talents when you're both awakened, but it's like, you know, you could be the one that's just emotionally able to handle all this and stuff. But then when you're faced with your twin, all the words could, I know that happens to me. Like, look at how many words I've got for things. I'm a channeler, for fuck's sake. But it's like when faced with, you know, going by past stories that I've told, like when I saw him out a few years ago in the festival, yeah, I was totally paralysed. We didn't talk, I didn't say it, like, yeah, look, it's happening now. And then there was another time I was actually thinking about the other day, where we saw each other, and I remembered now I don't know that he would have noticed, but like I remember that, like, we managed to hold a bit of a conversation in very awkward circumstances, but it didn't, the thing is, it should have been awkward and it didn't feel awkward. It felt really right to me anyway, but I was very emotional, and right when I was like, right, I need to pull away because this is just too much. I felt my lip, like, you know, when you're about to start crying, like I felt my bottom lip like starting to quiver. But I mean, it was like, you know, I wasn't crying or anything, but I was kind of like, oh shit. It was like, I don't know what it was. But yeah, anyway, then I was able to like get the fuck out of here. And then yeah, I didn't see him for absolute years. So until that time when I saw him from afar again. So you know what I'm saying? It's like that is what happens. And I was long, you know, that was that other time was only a few years ago. So I was long helping twin flames and everything and knew exactly what we were. But it's different when you're actually in the vicinity of them. It's like you're like, shit, man, what the yeah, you could put your foot in it. You could say things that you wouldn't normally say. That's how it could go as well. Or you just like say you don't say it and you run away. Like you become the runner. So you're the person in my dreams, and that's why. Because you're both a dream to one another. Water under the bridge. And then that's what sometimes you can think they're not as bothered about this as me. Like it's going to be like, oh, chip paper, water under the bridge. But that wouldn't be true. Yeah, unhealthy habits and behaviors. So yeah, so that I was just waiting for that card to come out because I did think, you know, destiny's taking us down different paths. Oh my God. And that's why they made me just tell that story. Because like I said, that was, yeah, we didn't see each other for, it was, what's funny about it is it was like my maths is bad, but it was like 7 years or so. It's basically, it's like fucking note. It's like the Notebook and Dear John, because these are the exact time frames that they don't see each other. But then if you've seen these films, then they meet again at a coffee shop, and it's like no time's passed in both these films because that's what it's like. Right. So, but it's just with me and mine. We're very extreme examples, and yeah, we won't be allowed to cross paths until it's the right time. So, let's go into that spread and then that can be that because it's fucking freezing here and I want to get cozy basically. Well, really I want to tidy this office, but I'll just decide after. You can be cozy with the heater on and tidy the cards and then so is there anything else we need to know from this deck? Because I haven't used this deck in ages. So like I said, this one today, like with any of the days I do it, this was very chilled and it was most of the videos me talking about the film, so I'll maybe put that in the comments. And then, like I said, it's just going to be specifically speaking to whoever these issues are going to speak to. It doesn't need to be addiction, by the way. It could be that there's some sort of grief. It could even just be the grief of missing your twin, because I feel that's the bits that's touched on for me that I've shared here. Or it could be actual grief, like a person has died in your life, you know, any person in your life, and then it brings up feelings of missing your twin, something like that. Or like what I've channeled for really the past year or two now, that the repressed feelings that come up for the twin can actually resurface grief about somebody that has long died. Oh my God, look what's this is like all the feels. So you were my best friend and I cherished our friendship above all others. Look a bit serious. Like, what else you meant to do? Aye, that's the fucking case. It's not funny, but that's my awkward. I keep doing that awkward laugh. I don't know, like it's just so weird because I wasn't aware that I'd done that before, but I do on here. I see you in the face of strangers. You're always with me. You are. You're always with your twin. They're always with you. Your silence feels. Oh my God. Your silence feels safer to me. I don't want to get hurt again. That's the case for that film. So this is really going to speak to someone. You were my home and now I feel like I'm out in the cold. I don't think the energy is going to shift for this video. It's very Cancer moon, put it that way. You were the love of my life. I didn't figure that out before. I know now that that's true. Yeah. My memories of you haunt me and keep me thinking about what could have been. Oh my God, right. I think we get it right. So let's get into the cards because it's like Jesus. I don't know why I've picked up the sexual tarot because it doesn't feel like that's in there today, but maybe we're getting into the Leo Moon vibe a bit early. They're telling me to look at the songs that went off today because oh, that's right, yeah, the alarms this morning. there was so many alarms that went off this morning. Like, so I had to see, because I'm half asleep, I screenshot it to remind me. So the very first one that went off, was that today? Was September song. So there might be something significant about September, but that song, can't remember what the line is, but it's like, what is the line? You were my September song. It's just basically good memories with someone. The way I take that song is having good memories with someone. And memories always bring you back to that moment. That's how I take that song to mean. And then it was Rewrite the Stars went off, and that's just really meaningful because it's like, I think the first few lines of that song were the ones that were sticking out to me. You know, it's kind of like, who says we can't do this? That's the vibe that I was getting. It's like, wait, like, you know, I mean, this is written in the stars, and who says we can't do this? Which most of the time I take that song to be like two people being like, I want to be with you, but I can't. But now today, how it's I feel they were telling me someone's changing their perspective on how they saw this. Before it was like, how can this possibly work out? And it's now it's like, actually, this is my destiny. Just listen to it. And then maybe, I mean, I've channeled about that song loads. That'll be why I picked up that certain deck that's got the word maybe in it. But anyway, maybe's a beautiful James Arthur song that's like, I can't remember any words right now, but it's great. Yeah. Oh no, look, I did screenshot the words to, you know, I want you, it's not a secret I try to hide. You know you want me, so don't keep saying our hands are tied. You claim it's not in the cards, and fate is pulling you miles away. Reach from me, but you're needing. Anyway, can't sing, it's too high. Falling Like the Stars. Oh, that one always gets me because it's like. Anyway, is that it? Oh yeah, that's it. And then it was standing in the Hall of Fame, and then that's how I was getting the download. That it's like someone's gonna do something that, yeah, in the public eye, like, you know what I mean. And the world's gonna know your name. So I feel this is about a divine masculine male, all of not just one, all of you that this speaks to, and it could be females too, but I've got a sense it was a male there. It's like, you're going to do something that really helps a lot of people. Yeah, and the judgment card just come out, you know, awakening. It's like, from your awakening, it's going to help, your experience is going to help so many other people. And like I said, I channeled that like months ago on that other one that I shared today, but it's the energy's coming back around is the way I would see it. I don't know what in the fuck is. I never know what's going on in this card. They're doing some kinky shit. But anyway, Four of Swords. But it's like Four of Swords in reverse. I feel somebody, and I couldn't get the words out. I feel somebody's coming out of a period of healing and rest and recovery, and it's a King of Cups. It's a guy with a whole. I'm saying guy, but it could be a woman too. Just change gender. But it's somebody that's got very intense feelings that they've been holding back. Now let's check in with the tarot. Right, this is just really annoying me now, so that's when I'm going to have to do something about it. So that, right, so this is the deck that I was using for the feminines. So I'm looking here at the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and the Seven of Swords. So basically, it felt like a feminine was like not the happiest, but not holding back. But I felt the Seven of Swords was like, this is before I pressed record. I just checked in on the energy. It's like wondering what the secrets are. That is just that kind of energy. Oh shit, yeah. And I shuffled these cards, right? And 3 times on both sides it kept coming out. You think someone's lying, they are. So we'll see if that comes out again. And I was like, but who's lying? Is it like divine feminine's lying, divine masculine's lying, divine feminine, or is it a lie from either side? So it was it was interesting. You need a big hug, squeeze. So that can be the thumbnail because that is Cancer Moon. So anyway, let's just see what comes up next. So where's this Divine Feminine collective that's going to resonate with this reading, connect? And I would say it would make more sense to be connected to what I've channeled about this film because this is very specific today, but you never know. I hope it doesn't speak to all the people, because if it's exact things that were dealt with in that film, that's pretty dark. But Pluto 0 degrees in Scorpio in the 12th house, that's what I help people with, dark stuff. So never be ashamed or scared, to bring dark things to me, because basically if I can't handle it as a shaman, I will know somebody that will be able to help you. I would imagine. But I do deal with pretty dark stuff. So yeah, this feminine, if this feminine's not feeling in her strength about something, I think that actually kind of does fit with what I just said. So what else? And I feel it's because it's like, this sense of feeling the masculine, wanting to reach out, to communicate, or even apologies where it's due, or it's something though. Like, and again, it's like, like I said, that's my card about the pigs will fly. It's like, it's feeling like, is this ever going to happen? That's what I mean. I've tapped into some really, it's like, I can see how they're doing it though, because it's like, oh my God, look at the one on the top. It's like what I've said about in that film. It feels like she's never, I was like, is this film going to end and she dies or something? Because it didn't look like she was going to get out of that. Like, I was quite amazed. Like, I don't know, I kind of did have a feeling it was going to be a happy end, but you know what I mean? And only when it got to a certain point. And that's interesting, because I normally do guess the end of films, even really difficult ones. Like, I knew what was going on in The Sixth Sense. How many people can actually say that? Maybe you did, but most people didn't know. I wouldn't ruin it, but I'm sure everybody knows. But if you haven't seen it, fucking apologise. Seriously, just do it. Oh my God, sorry. That's freaked me out with what I just said. That's literally what I just said. That's weird. Right. Let's not get any more cards. Yeah, look, and this, yeah, so this is a heavy energy. This feminine's quite burdened. I would say this feminine's feeling her masculine. And it's so, they done what I mean, they did listen to me, because it does feel in line with that film. Because remember, the feminine is the guy in that film. Like, he's not in his strength. And he knows that she wants to talk about, well, yeah, apologize. I mean, fucking apologize isn't a big enough word, because like I said, it's her, her actions caused that accident to happen, but it was an accident, you know what I mean? It's when you see it, but I mean, it's, anyway, you can just need to watch it. It's difficult stuff. The masculine, where's the masculine at towards the feminine then? And we'll see. So there was a lot of tower energy today when I done those wee shorts earlier. It felt like a lot of interference coming in to stop some of the unions that are beep beep incoming. I don't know why I done beep beep, but it's like, it's like a train coming through. It's like, this is coming full steam ahead, and the interference isn't going to be able to stop this load of unions, but they are trying. Yeah. Oh my God, look how amazing that is. Justice, karmic justice. It's like, so I feel there's some sort of karmic justice, like something that wasn't fair. It was an injustice. There was maybe situations created to turn two people against each other. I feel that's what's coming in here as well. I know there's nothing that's really, I mean, there's nothing in that film that specifically points towards that, but I feel that's the point of me channeling about the whole her getting the wrong end of the stick when she sees the picture of him, something like that. Yeah, passionate movement forward. And although it's the Queen of Cups, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, but actually it could make sense for some female masculines, but that can still be like a male masculine. It's just having a lot of feelings. Very loving, actually. Love it. This is like a masculine in their feels, and that's very Cancer Moon right now, like wanting to share their passionate feelings, but their loving feelings, and bring a karmic justice, bring justice to situation. And then I'll just get one more. Wish fulfillment, yeah. So it's the same as what I've done. It's like, so this masculine's working on bringing a fair, balanced situation. That can be like legal justice and stuff as well, but it's balance, Libra energy. Something coming in fast, feelings, wish fulfillment, and Judgment Day. So it's and like I said, that film has got a lot to do with Morgan Freeman says at one point, it was God testing me a higher power. So I feel this masculine's been really tested by a higher power. But isn't it interesting there that it's like the cards I pulled off camera were the 10 of Cups in reverse, but it's like, yeah, there's stuff coming in that the feminine can't see. That's always how it is on the twin flame journey. Even if you're really psychic, you just fucking clue what's going on. Right, so just quickly, how did this feminine look at the masculine in the past? Now, this is interesting, I'm using these, but we'll trust. There's a true love card in this. Interesting, milestone in reverse. I felt like this feminine, like I said, just didn't feel like that milestone scale. Look at my words. The feminine sensed that yeah, was some sense of that not being possible with the masculine. Now it could just be the typical one that comes through all the time because somebody was in a put loose and fancy free kind of energy, you know, didn't want to be tied down. But we'll see what did the masculine feel towards the feminine in the past? Your higher self. I'm taking that to mean the masculine looked at the feminine like a bit of an angel, you know, like a bit of a bright light in their life. Deception, right? But it was in reverse. But I'm taking that to mean there was a deception between. Oh my god! Then that could put a different spin on that. You think someone's lying, they are. I did feel that actually because it's like both people were lying to one another, but not lying and like lying about their feelings, like lying themselves and then lying to each other. That's what I feel. There was a deception, stuck energy. But it's in reverse. I feel it's like this was wet on the past. Its feelings weren't discussed and there was stuck energy, right? But I feel that's how this masculine feels right now, or where they've been. Yeah, stuck in dark thoughts. This is someone in a dark night of the soul, not feeling deserving because it was in reverse. But the spirit's teaching them right now. Their guides are teaching them lessons. They've went through karmic lessons with other people. Some of them might still be in the middle of these karmic lessons and karmic relationships and whatever else. Right, present energy. I was going to read one of these at the end too, but I feel guided, so I'm just like, what's the present? Where's the feminine at and the present towards this masculine? Deep inward journey. You'll be rewarded for the work. How can you alchemize your fear? It's also the 29th, so that was yesterday. So something significant could have happened yesterday as you're watching this, the 29th of November, or there's something significant about the 29th of December. But yeah, it's a deep inward journey for the feminine and for the masculine. But it's like you will be rewarded for the work. So surely I don't need to explain that one, but you're going to be rewarded for the work, feminine, with your wish fulfillment. So be grateful, whatever that is. It might not be your union yet, you know, it's like some other kind of, or it could be for some. So where's the masculine at presently then to go with that collective? Oh, 2 cards want to come out. Oh yeah, look, they're making their way. I've not even read the words yet. Look. You heal by releasing, not suppressing. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Doesn't that just go bloody perfectly with the film? What emotions do you need to feel? So in that film, she ghosts him because she can't deal with her feelings, which we can't, you know, well, you can blame people if you want, but where's that going to get you? You know, like if that's how somebody felt, that's how they felt, and they need a lot of understanding and compassion and care. It's kind of like, you know, I don't say this too often, but it's even like, see, when I mention like narcissistic behavior or narcissistic tendencies or like karmic energies, or even when, you know, twins can show up in that and distorted energy, that comes from somewhere. So it's kind of like, as long as when people are willing to change, they can change. And that's the whole point of that film too. Like people could have written her off as like, you know, so I don't like that word, but someone in the film's like calls her a junkie. And it's like, I don't like, you know, I think that's really derogatory, but it's kind of like, if you write somebody off, they'll write themselves off. Whereas because she found a bit of belief and hope from other people, she turned her life around and wrote a beautiful song. You know what I mean? It's I know it's just a film, but I mean that is a real song too. So yeah, wow, you heal by releasing, not suppressing. What emotions do you need to feel? And I do feel there's something significant about the 8th of December there and the 6th of December, because there's a 6 on this card. It could be significant dates around the 6th of August or the 8th of June. It won't be for everyone, but I'm just shouting them out. I don't do it all the time. It's just when they sort of guide me to. There's strength in doing nothing. Wait, what have you been forcing, and how can you let go of the outcome? But I feel that's two things, right? If you know that you've been a divine masculine and you've been in this ghosting or running away and not doing anything about it and suppressing your feelings and just hoping something's going to happen magically one day, that your twin flame's going to read your mind and it's all going to work out. Like, that's not how that happens. Like in that film, those two people work it out because she finds the courage to go and face what she wasn't facing, and it is years later. It's not, it's I think it's only whatever. It doesn't matter how many years. It's just the fact is, whenever you find the courage to do that, that takes courage. But this is also about not controlling things too. And I feel, because they're saying to me, I'm like, it might be for some people that it's like there's strength in doing nothing, wait, but I feel that's more for the feminine. It's like, it's letting go of control, because it says, where have you been forcing and how can you let go of the outcome? It's about trust. It's about the masculine trusting that all the tower chaotic energy that surrounds you right now, because I feel that's who this is going to speak to, because like the full moon behind his head, and we're literally just out the full moon energy, I would say, today. Don't, God, 28 could have been significant too. Don't run from the darkness. Embrace your shadow side. What aspect of yourself have you been afraid to look at or address? Right, I'm gobsmacked at this. So also in that film, that's what that's about. Because basically, she causes a car accident because she's on her phone, but she denies it to herself. So she doesn't take accountability, and then it's really, again, it's so fucking sad. But yeah, she had to face her own darkness. So again, just change that for your situation. It's something about, wait, what have I done in this situation? Like, how did I contribute to this? But then also managing not blame yourself. It's quite hard to do. That's why I always say to people, I recommend therapy, because otherwise, you don't want to go into blaming yourself for everything, but we need a balance of taking personal responsibility and then cleaning up your side of the street, you know what I mean? And that's how forgiveness happens. So what's a hidden influence for the feminine? Spiritual connection, faith, God. Look at what I said about the film. I'm loving this. Deeper meaning, spirit guides, angels protecting your relationship, spiritual awakening. So the feminine's journey is just continuing to heighten even deeper and deeper and deeper. And that is about the awareness of this feminine collective knowing your masculine is going through that now. You're holding space for them going through their spiritual awakening. What else do we need for the feminine? And then I'll put it back, see if it comes out again. Hidden influences. Seeing the hidden influences, the hidden higher powers that are helping, you know what I mean? The connection. Don't let your issues fuck it up. Some good shit is about to happen. Wow, I love that. That could be a thumbnail. So basically, it's like there is a wish fulfillment coming in for this feminine that you can't see if you're this feminine energy. Like I said, I just don't feel any of us ever see it. That's why you just let go and surrender and just let things happen as they happen. So that is yes, it really is the feminine that's the weight in energy. And don't let your issues fuck it up. As if you still have remnants of this is too good to be true. Like, I never get my wish fulfillment. Things like this don't happen to me. Well, actually, that's quite a good thumbnail because that's what that means. But it's like, this doesn't happen to me. Like, this is too good to be true. Or I feel for feminines, it could be that a real temptation for you to fall into, now, where is it? Well, I've put it back, but Seven of Swords, like thinking, I wonder if they're telling me the whole truth. But then I think it takes me back to, oh no, did I channel that on the one that I haven't published yet? I'll watch the rest of it today and see if I'm going to publish it. But there's a bit in a film that I spoke about that, or no, I think I did. That was the one that I published the other day. The bit in that other film where the girl's like, I need you to promise me that you're going to tell me the truth always, no matter how ugly it is. Basically something like that. But yeah, don't let past hurts from this masculine hold you back from getting what it is you want, which is them in this union. And definitely don't let past hurts from anyone else that's ever hurt you hold you back, because it's coming in. So it's powerful. Right, what's the hidden influences for the masculine then? So it's things you can't see coming, is the way I'm taking that. I'm just laughing. I'm like, is it going to be like one of the shady cards? Like, guys, what the fuck? It is. But it's in reverse. Jealousy, envy. How many fucking times does this different cards? Envy always comes out for the divine masculine. Envy, sabotage, third party, mind games, interference, backstabbing, and anger. So the masculine's putting all that behind them. I get a sense it's people around the masculine that are very jealous of the masculine, full stop. But also, and what the masculine's got the potential to have when they push through their own fear and limiting beliefs that people have not helped by, really putting a lot of burdens on them. Basically, it's fed their own fears and it's weighed it down on them. Oh my God. And in the same card, oh, wait a minute, there's a shuffle game though. Oh my God, but look, right. So I think they're saying it's, I'm going to shuffle again, but look, some good shit is right to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. That's for the masculine too, right? Don't let your issues fuck up. Don't let what you've had in the past fuck up what you could have in the present year. Your wish fulfillment and your karmic justice. A loving woman or man, depending on what the feminine is. But the one underneath that is for the masculine, they broke your heart. Fuck them. So that's any karmic energies that broke your heart. Fuck them. You know what I mean? It sounds like actual advice that I would give someone, doesn't it? But that's why I like these cards. And then we've got forgive, let that shit go. Shame, regret, and guilt those are just bullshit. Forgive, let that shit go. I think they need to be a staple in the readings, don't they? I'll just put them away for a while. What else does this masculine need to know? Oh, that's funny. I just looked at that and I didn't read it. Stop texting, stop stalking. Stop stalking, stop checking up on that person. Just fucking stop. Spend your time on someone worth it. Don't waste it on ridiculousness. See how that fits in the film? Two things. That can be the masculine checking up on the feminine, and it's about a common thing that comes through the twin flame community. Stop stalking and start talking, or something along these sort of lines, which is funny. But I also feel it's like, if this is any sort of healing heartbreak of jealous exes and people that have basically got you unhealthily attached to them and addicted to them, because that's what toxic relationships do, then spend your time on someone worth it. Don't waste time on ridiculousness. Like, basically, it's just you're going to continue a negative cycle. Right, what's some obstacles? What's some obstacles for a feminine? I'm going to bring this to a close soon. Venus, love and abundance. Well, there ain't no obstacles, feminine, so lap it up. No, yeah. It's like the feminine's coming into a time of luck and abundance and love as well. Love, luck, and abundance. Remember, what I always say, there's no such thing as luck. Luck is preparation, meeting, opportunity. It's like what I've been saying then about my shorts picking up the pace. Like, that isn't an overnight thing. It's because I've stuck consistent and worked hard through very slow growth, and the people that throw evil eye and negative energy at me, and I just hold the course. Yeah, look, that's me. It fucking gets like that sometimes, but I keep going. And we're not, we're not, it's great that I'm very grateful that I've got more subscribers, but that doesn't always fix, it doesn't make everything all of it. It's nice though when it stayed stuck for. So thank you for being a part of the family. Where's the masculine? Like, it's exciting to see it climbing, because again, I've got my numbers on my subscribers speak to me. I'll give collective messages when I feel everyone needs to know it, but they speak to me too. And I've had a vision of it certain numbers it reaching, and when it reaches certain numbers, things happening in my life, like different areas of my life. So I'm just waiting to see if the vision I had comes true, and they usually do. So what's going on with the masculine? What is a obstacle? The nodes of the moon release, clear and aligned. So again, this is about, the south node is about letting go of the past. The masculine is being guided to let go of the past. And the north node is about following your destiny. And those of you that are around all the time will know I always say 37, follow your north node. Because 37 is one of the ages of when you're guided to do that. Mother of the gods. So again, there could be something here about mother healing. So it's either literal mothers in your life, or someone that is a mother, or healing your own feelings, your feminine energy. And putrefaction, I don't know how to say that, shadow release though. Wow, oh my god, and it's number 37. So I feel that's about it. You know, a lot of you that, you know, over most of the year while you've been 37, you were releasing your shadow. But I mean, like integrating your shadow, like basically going through a dark night. Oh my god! And this is a powerful reading. To be reborn again, the phoenix, death and rebirth, and we've just come out of that season, Scorpio season. The 17th of December could be significant, but the 17th kept coming up in loads of the ones I done last week. So I feel the 17th of November and the 17th of December are significant. Environments and the attitudes of other people. Right, what we got for the feminine? Environments, attitudes of other people around the feminine in regards to this connection. Oh, it's falling on the floor. Where it went? I didn't feel there was any shitty energy there. Optimism. So it feels like whoever the feminines are that are going to resonate with this today, there's support there. There's support, there's optimism, and it's just the people around you wanting you to be happy. So let's see what the masculine's got. The environments and the attitudes of other people, the words, the connection around the masculine. Not usually positive, but we're always open for a different story. So there's a message in that too. I'm being guided to succeed in the word sacrifice, whatever that means to you. So I'm kind of getting that, you know, in order to succeed, you're going to need to sacrifice. I feel it's like letting go of the people that hold you back to succeed, whether it be with a union or the other things in your life you want to do. Well, this is why, you know what I mean? I say I always hold out for it being a bit. It's just really shit, man. Decrease. That's the people around the masculine. The environment and attitudes of other people are shitty, basically, because it causes decrease. When you've got the whole vast universe at your fingertips, if you let go of whoever it is that causes that, and it's not for me to say to you who does that in your life, because it's different people watching. It's who springs to your mind when I said that. Watch it again, and you know what I mean? Well, it's not going to, anyway, you'll know. I believe people already know. Loss and decrease. Not good, is it? When the feminine's getting optimism and support around her. It was in reverse though, so I feel whatever has caused the loss and lack and decrease in the masculine's life is moving away. You're moving away from that. Yeah, conflict, fucking hell. Loss, decrease and conflict. And that is still upright. So it's going to cause conflict and fragmented energy. This is my card for people need a soul retrieval, but it's in reverse. So I feel a lot of the masculines watching this, maybe you watched my soul retrieval for getting your voice back on the Halloween. So you're in your strength and you're speaking up to people you need to, and maybe this is some of the masculines that are going to speak to their feminine. But if you're still feeling lost, you know, if you're still feeling weak and frail, and I don't know, these are the words that are coming to me. If you've got no energy and you feel like your power's been zapped, you need a soul retrieval. And I'm a shaman, and that's what I specialize in. Or watch one of the free ones. But it's yeah, and this masculine's planning, or they're, you know, planning and action and trusting their intuition and manifestation is what I'm getting from that. Right, so, or it could be as well that people are trying to stall the masculine's plans and action And then intuition and manifestation in the masculine has now noticed that, they're saying to me. So, right, what should be done then? What can we use for what should be done? Wait a minute, I'm going to do one more for the people around the feminine. Yeah, strength and resourceful. So people around the feminine, it's gives strength and resource and provides stability and security. I feel like for someone watching that could actually be a masculine protecting and keeping you safe, because that's what the masculine is. That's what the divine masculine does for the divine feminine when you're together. Like, apart too, in whichever ways you look at it, but it's, when you're actually in a union, it's like the mask, it's, I'll find one of those ones, the screenshots on my phone, but it's nice. It's the way, it's like that is the general gist, that the feminine charges the masculine up with love and healing and energy clearing. It's like what I titled the last video, actually. And the masculine protects the feminine to be able to be in that kind of energy, and it's basically you match each other then, and you support each other's strengths and support each other when you're feeling weak. You know what I mean? It's the yin to the yang. What's around the masculine then? Is it any of the shitty cards or the good ones? This one comes out a lot, but the way I take it is like, look, a lot of the masculines are going very slow, but it's like protection. But it's so this is a strong message, that masculines go slow for a reason. They're very methodical and analytical, and they're in a lot of the cases they are protecting the feminine, and there's a reason for the timing. And it's just, there's masculines that can get, I mean, all my people that I've worked with, soul fam clients, some of you will be watching this, it can get so frustrated with like, why am I in this, like, why am I not allowed to move forward yet? Like, just let me out of this situation. And there's always lessons there. So what else? News messages. So that wasn't too dark there. So whoever I'm picking up on here, it's like I feel the masculine is going to be making some kind of contact. There's going to be messages, some kind of communication, but also I feel this is a masculine could be getting like communication from loved ones in spirit, because that's what the robins mean to me. The robin is a huge sign for me for my mediumship. And this masculine is going to be coming in at some kind of abundance and luck and good time. So that feels like a nice energy, actually. Right, so what should be done? Let's use these cards. No, actually. I did go to them though. Why was I going to them? Yin. So the feminine, what should be done? Just that's why they wanted me to go to them. That's so funny. Just keep being in your feminine energy, be in your empress energy, your high priestess, whatever ones you connect with. Stay in your feminine energy, because that's receptive. Stay open and loving. What should be done by the masculine? If yang comes out, I'm going to scream or something. That's why they get me to say it before it happens. What the fuck? And fucking soulmates is on the back, guys. Oh, actually, look. Feminines, and this is like, right, I'm feeling the excitement of this for the collective. This is what I done on the wee shorts. It was the balance card where it's the people's faces merging because they're coming into balance. And this is why people like, look, the masculine's taking action towards their twin flame. That's very clear. But there's another message in this too. Some masculines are realizing that a karmic soulmate is not for them, because it says soulmates and it's got not for you behind it there, and it's got nope on that. For it's like, I thought this was for me at one point, or actually some energies are like, I actually knew all along this wasn't right for me, but I was scared of going with my twin flame. But it's like I know now this is not for me, and the reason I know is because I've been observing my feminine. And I feel out in the cold from them and I don't like it. And I want a new life with them. And I'm feeling divine time saying that it's time to finish this unfinished symphony. The higher power is telling me that it's time for the milk and honey holy grail. That's like in the order that I pulled the other day, but I did shuffle them. Fuck, we need to get the yin card for the thumbnail. That's fucking crazy, man. I love it. And if you're new, get used to it. It happens all the time. And I started saying it on a video the other day, and then I didn't finish what I was saying because I got distracted. I mean, it does happen. I've got ADHD, guys, so that's going to happen. But it's the way that the guides, it's the way that my gift works. I do get distracted, but yeah, I'm not buying the book. I leave it open for some serendipity. It's one of my favourite words. I love that film too. Watch it if you haven't seen it. So I channel a bit all the time, but if you're new, yeah, I feel the reason, look, Treasure Island and Happy, there's happy unions coming in. And actually, I feel this weekend, I mean, that's a bit, but I feel this weekend, because it's a Leo moon, could see a lot of unions or something happening, messages coming in, exchanging gifts. This could be even talking about Christmas. It doesn't need to be Christmas, though. It's like, you're a gift to each other, but it's, there we go, yin. So come to the edge, yes. Somebody's getting ready to come to the edge after they come out of overthinking. They're going to be like, fuck it, and they're going to go the distance. There's a change in the wind. There could be chaos and conflict where people are leaving karmic situations for obvious reasons, but it will ultimately end up in peace because there's a deep knowing there that the masculine has a loyal heart towards their feminine. There's anxiety there about the changes, but it's fated and destined. Right now they're between worlds. Wow. So, thumbnail, awkward freeze frame moment. That'll be enough. Was there another one that I could have put with it? Anyway, so, wow. Oh, I haven't even done the last bit. I haven't done the last bit. I got too excited there. I was going to use it. It's going to get better, and there's more. So again, remember, it isn't obviously. Oh yeah, and remember the quote I read out is to love one's fate. So I feel that is about, loving, accepting your life how it is through the dark times, but really for what I'm picking up on, oh my god, the energy of this channeling is like the whole of that film. I mean, that often happens, but that really has blown my mind. I'm quite excited to watch this back. But yeah, that's what that film was about. It was really, really dark. It looked like there was no way out. So that even the words, that could be like your situation, but your situation's got nothing to do with someone hooked on drugs. Do you know what I'm saying? It could have been hooked on a person or hooked on a way of life or hooked on overthinking. Sorry, my ear is really itchy. They weren't listening to God. That's like seriously, because my ear got really itchy. So what does this masculine want to say to the feminine? You and I were too young. So yeah, there could have been an element in this that it's like that fits with what I said at the start, I'm sure, that this masculine, I can't remember what I said now, but it's, yeah, there was something about you've met too young, or it could just be this, if you weren't really that young, it could be the masculine was still in a younger state of mind, because that can happen to a lot of men, it happens to a lot of women as well. What else? You speak to me through music, so you really speak to, and I've mentioned things about a lot of things about music on this, haven't I, that I feel this could even be for people that are got links to being singers, or you're going to write a song, or I don't know, or some kind of something, or use your voice in some way, podcast, stuff like that. Finding out the truth crushed me. I feel that is basically when the masculine's feelings come to the surface, which is what is happening for this wave of masculines. It's like realizing that they've basically self-sabotaged. And yeah, my life is not together as it seems, and that's what puts somebody in, like, I hide behind material things. And I lost myself for a little while. And I'm afraid to contact you. So I'm not going to pull loads and loads, but it's that kind of feeling of somebody's now realizing how much their feminine means to them. So there should happen here. Right, okay, so, oh, wait a minute. Only fear that we hear back from the feminine. So what does the feminine want to say back to the masculine? I'll just zone out and channel it. I'm so proud of you. Dark night of the soul is rough. Have patience with yourself. I'm sorry, but I was about to burp really loudly there to clear the energy. That's what I've been fucking saying throughout this whole video. I mean, I'm not showing you my message item. That's what it says. Every time something important, good or bad, happens in my life, I want you first. We talk so much telepathically. It will feel so natural when you're really here. I don't remember reading that. I don't remember reading these, but I don't think they've ever came out before. That's meaningful in itself. These cards haven't come out before. So that's a strong message from this Divine Feminine Collective, is like, try not to be too worried about it, because there is going to be a weird feeling of it feeling natural because it's the right time. I get lost in your sexy eyes. Sexy eyes with your sexy. Oh my God, that's starting to heat up, guys. Our astral sex is on fire, Kundalini lit. But remember, I said the Venus and Scorpio is coming up next week. That's sexy, sexy energy. Right, okay, so, and I did say that would bring a lot of unions in, so, well, if you're wise, it would, because otherwise it's like, well, otherwise it's going to be, it's going to be interesting, because it's like, yeah, the masculines could be susceptible to more temptations and tricks, and their energies being siphoned through sex, or it's just intense. So for feminines, however that works for you too, it will just be intense, and it can be painful, really. Scorpio's pain. So it's like, if you've not got that going on, you could feel, yeah, we're not going there. We're staying in the happy energy. I'll talk about the light and the dark of the energy when we're in it. So this is, yeah, it's love. The most likely result is love. Love conquers all. That could be a thumbnail too, actually. Wait a minute, it's all about the thumbnail. Oops, sake. How can I hold it? Like that? Is that the moment? That was awkward as fuck, but as long as it gets a shot. Right, okay. It's like, you know, when like, well, I'm not going to say did you, because you absolutely did, but on nights out, me and my pals would like stand for ages trying to get the perfect, you know, shot of you standing in your outfit. It looks like the person's saying it once and you stood about to. One of my friends from the past, again, it's, yeah, it's, I just remember she was getting me to take about 90 pictures. I was like, I'm not fucking taking another one, do you know what I mean? Just embrace what destiny has in store for you. That's lovely. So, what is the most likely result? Union. Honor your loved one and you will notice your relationship becoming stronger. This is like both twins honouring the connection. Sorry, my hair's annoying me there, so I've got like so much curl spray in it. Boundaries, yeah. Boundaries is what this union's been about. Having sensible boundaries is important. So I feel both people have had tests from one another and from other karmic influences. And if you're new, it's oh wow, it's boundaries that is my teaching people badass boundaries is my speciality on the twin flame journey. Your spiritual journey is beginning. You may be about to be surprised, and I feel it's the feminine that's about to be surprised with the transformation in the masculine. Look deep within your emotions. I feel that's what will be going on real time during the Cancer moon. And trust. I'm going to leave it on trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So remember what this whole thing's been about. That film is about something that looks really grim. Yeah, with a lot of obstacles to say the least. But in the film, the couple that are in love, well, I'm sure you can guess or you can watch the film. Look for, actually, they kind of leave it open-ended, but it's very obvious what happens. Look for ways around the obstacles to find happiness. I feel I've been picking up on that for all these reasons, a very challenging collective there, which isn't, obviously your situation isn't all going to be like linked to the film, but I feel there will be grief and, you know, big dark things that people have been dealing with that's going to resonate with us. So anyway, please like, comment, subscribe, book a personal session. Definitely, if any of the things in this feels like it was you, because this is all things that I can help people with. There's people that tune in here that I've helped them stop smoking after one Zoom. I'm not kidding. Or I've helped people stop gambling after one Zoom. And bear in mind, like, that's for, if I wasn't all the other things that I am, the shaman and the Reiki master and all the other things, counselor and all that, if I was just a hypnotherapist, which is amazing too, like, I would be suggesting like 4 sessions at least for these things. But yeah, there's several situations where I've helped somebody just on one session. And yeah, so like I said, it is money well spent, you know. It's because think about how much money people with things like gambling or smoking or, like, you know, or any addictions that. So yeah, see you later.